started my practice in February of 2015 with the love and support of my husband, Kevin. I was very happy doing what I did before. I was a colon hydrotherapist working with naturopathic medical physicians. I was so happy. Within literally a week time frame, my soul came in and was like, you need to do intuitive readings and leave that job. And it was over. Like, it was a whiplash of a life change. Not only was my soul telling me to switch career paths, but simultaneous to this, my soul and my husband's soul were telling us, guiding us to change where we lived, how we lived, lifestyle, everything. So we thought that we were being called to make this one big radical move and that we would be living that way forever, right? So we went from this like city jobs, living in a high rise in a city, to this little cabin in the woods, retreating into nature and meditation and cultivating my practice. And we lived there 4.5, almost 5 years, had our daughter. And then we found that our souls were like, okay, reinvent yourselves by moving out of state. And then we were there, and then our souls were like, okay, now reinvent yourselves again. Live nomadically as nomads in an RV for 4 years. Okay. And then after that, it was like, okay, now live hybrid between the States and Mexico. Okay. And then now it's like, okay, full time in Mexico. So for the last decade, we've reinvented ourselves like like 4 or 5 times. And we feel ourselves on the precipice once again of like, ooh, what's next? My husband and I love this. Like, we love it. It comes with a lot of, sacrifice and uncomfy parts and stretching and growing pains. But ultimately, it's like our souls know what's in our highest and best interest. Our souls know that we love it. And we are good collaborators, and we know how to man our bases. So, I mean, we have 3 pets. We have 2 cats, we have a dog, we have a daughter, we homeschool. We've navigated as best as we can, adapting and reinventing ourselves, all while anchoring ourselves in our souls and in the health and well-being of our bodies and in the safety and security of our family as a collective. So, with that, so recently, my husband and I have been talking about how we're like, oh, we have felt like people in the world are like about to make radical changes. Not that nobody has also done things that we've done, or bigger things or whatever. Like, everyone's always evolving, changing, and hopefully adapting. But we feel like we're seeing that more people are making these big life changes. And obviously, in my line of work, I counsel people a lot, and I read for people, and I support people in these big changes. But recently, my heart was like, my husband and I together, for me, that's like the winning combination, because I have my husband's incredibly intuitive. Many of you know him. Some of you know him. He's incredibly intuitive. He's intuitive in ways that I'm not, and vice versa. And he's intelligent. Like, we are complementary opposites. And so together, we've been able to navigate both with our intuition and our intelligence, adapting, evolving, and reinventing ourselves. So, as you know, in my career, my soul will be like, do an audiobook, do a podcast, do videos, like on whatever free time to the benefit of my soul's evolution. And just days ago, my soul and my husband's soul, like, we were talking, and we could feel this like impression of like, show up and consult or coach people. We don't care what it's called. Be with people. Let them ask you questions about your lifestyle. Let them ask you what you would do if you could do it again. Because we always do things like in 2 to 4 year increments. And we're always like, oh, the first year is the scariest. The second year, you're like, yeah. And then the third year is maybe a little bit boring. And then fourth year, like victory lap. And then you start like a new cycle. So we've lived a lot of life in the last 10 years. If you feel like you want to make a big life change, whether it's moving internationally, moving into an RV, making a career change, in whatever in in whatever area of your life, if you feel like you want to be counseled with both intuition, experience, and I think my husband is like the greatest counselor of all time. He's incredibly savvy in so many aspects of life, and he's an incredible counselor. Um, yeah, this is the offering. So we just both looked at each other. We're like, oh, we should offer like to coach people if they have any questions about navigating this territory. Because you know what? When we were doing it each and every time, like we would research online or we would YouTube stuff, but we would mostly just like go out and live and data collect. And we counsel people here and there that like when we meet them and if they ask us, and especially living in Mexico, like there's a big community of like sharing wealth and knowledge here. But yeah, we just want to show up. If you would like to be supported or coached or counseled and you're interested in these types of life changes, we are here.